TVS is the company that's provided the independent television service for the south and southeast of England since the 1st of January 1982. What you're about to see is just a sample of our output. Squaring the Circle, a film by Tom Stoppard and Michael Hodges.
Toward the end of July 1980, Edward Gierek, first secretary of the Polish United Workers' Party, which is to say the boss of communist Poland, left Warsaw for his annual holiday in the Soviet Union by the Black Sea. There he met Leonid Brezhnev, first secretary of the Communist Party of the USSR. In an atmosphere of cordiality and complete mutual understanding, the two leaders had a frank exchange of views.
Comrade! Comrade, as your friends and allies in the progress towards the inevitable triumph of Marxist-Leninism, we are concerned. Deeply concerned by recent departures from Leninist norms by Polish workers. Manipulated by a revisionist element of the Polish intelligentsia.
Comrade First Secretary, as your friends and allies in the proletariat struggle against international capitalism...
This isn't them, of course. And that isn't the Black Sea. Everything is true, except the words and the pictures. And if there was a beach, Brezhnev and Gierek probably didn't talk on it. And if they did, they probably wouldn't have been wearing, on a beach in July, those hats and suits and lace-up shoes that you get for being a communist leader. They were, after all, supposed to be on holiday. And even if you got the look of it right, they probably didn't talk like Pravda editorials. Because if you're the boss of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, and if you've got 20 armored divisions in East Germany, and if your supply lines have to go across Poland, and the Polish railway workers are on strike, you don't say, I'm deeply concerned about departures from Leninist norms. You probably say,
What the hell's going on with you guys? Who's running the country, eh? You or the engine drivers? Your workforce has got you by the short hairs because you're up to your neck in hock to German bankers, American bankers, Swiss bankers. You're in hock to us to the tune of... Is it millions or billions?
Zillions.
Zillions of rubles.
Zlotys.
You shut up!
Who knows? All the same, there was something going on which remains true, even when the words and pictures are mostly made up.
The registration of the independent trade union Solidarity is allowed. But the statutes of the union are modified to include the acknowledgement of the leading role of the party.
The court has no power to alter the statutes.
Now will you believe me? We're dealing with gangsters.
The Wałęsa mob is calling a general strike.
Rub them out.
There's 3 million of them.
4 million, boss.
Shut up.
It was the wrong time to pull a stunt like that.
Who's all this gangster stuff?
It's a metaphor.
Wrong. You people.
It was the wrong time for a confrontation.
You haven't had Comrade Brezhnev shouting down the phone.
Comrade Brezhnev only demands stability. Throw the dogs a few bones, Leave the statutes of the Union as they are and put whatever you want into an appendix. For Wałęsa will help us if we help him. When the time comes...
This was the first violence.
I was in the textile mills. I met these anarchists. 12,000 women, young girls and grannies, working wives. Do you think they're on strike because they want to overthrow the party? No, they're on strike because work brings no rewards. And it doesn't look as if the government knows what to do about it. They get up in the dark to stand in line for hours for a pair of shoes the wrong size, so that they may have something to barter for a piece of meat, which turns out to be rotten. They appeal to you and you say, oh, we can't help it. These anarchists are making life impossible. And it turns out that they're the anarchists. Look, they can't break the circle. Somebody else has to do it. And I don't think you can do it on your own.
I agree. You know our proposal. An action front representing all the social forces. The government, solidarity, the church, the peasants, the official unions, Catholic intellectuals, economists, scientists, a team of national unity.
You just want to water us down. But we're 10 million! And we won't sit down as equal partners with the incompetents and hacks. The central planners, the time servers, the seat warmers, all the ones who've had the chance and lost it. You failed! And the best answer now is an economic council, independent, with real power, made up of solidarity and government equally, with equal voices.
What sort of government do you expect to hand over its authority to a committee?
Your sort.
The Brief is the adult story of an international trial lawyer at the crossroads of his life, torn by a complicated love quadrangle.
I'm not very good at this.
Ich auch nicht.
Hm?
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 Love you.
Mutual.
I said it first.
The TRW satellite should eventually be able to send 37 million bits of information back to Earth a second. That's the equivalent of 140 volumes of an encyclopedia at a single gulp. I'm left behind by that. I can't imagine it. But somebody did. I don't know who decides these things, how they happen, or anything. So although I read, try and assimilate, and want to share my worries, I find myself sticking to something I can feel, imagine, understand. I do not want to be blown up. I do not want you and David to be blown up, or anybody. I believe I have a right to my own private death.
Well, you must do what you can about it.
I will. What about you?
Well, your belief doesn't have to rest on my approval.
You'll be too busy. Do you love him?
Bei den Million Provisos?
No provisos. Ja oder nein?
Very much.
Why?
Smells right.
Does he love you?
I want to say,
Does he?
Let me finish. Don't push me down, Leah. I want to say, doesn't matter if he doesn't. But it does.
Who is she?
She's from my past. We used to meet at art galleries, parties. She promised my ex-lover to look after me.
Was she there when I telephoned you?
Hmm?
What's all this love bit then?
An expression people have been known to use from time to time. I think she means it. When can I come to England again?
Just some of the programs produced in the south and southeast of England by TVS.